Hi, welcome to Wall Street Confidential. Deborah Borchardt here, and I'm talking with Jim
Deborah.
Cramer. So, is it the Bank of Goldman? Is that where we're headed? Are they going to?
They have to be. They have no choice. That's what they agreed to do when they moved over to being part of the Federal Reserve. It's to get deposits.
Right.
They didn't seem to have a plan to get deposits, which was somewhat disappointing. But now they're talking about it with an online bank. That's the ING model. ING's been decimated here, so I don't think it's a bad model. I met with the head of ING a couple years ago, and their model was very downscale, which was to be able to say, listen, we'll take all these little deposits, so different from what Goldman has historically done. But Goldman missed its chance. Remember, there was a chance to buy Washington Mutual.
Right.
There was a chance to buy Wachovia. They should have bought those. They were uniquely unprepared to act. Now, you could argue Ken Lewis at Bank of America paid too much. He could be a visionary if this housing market turns around. You could argue that Wells Fargo should have sought government help to buy Wachovia, but then they would have lost it to Citi. I would rather see Goldman buy one of the remaining banks that could still be shuttered than start this online effort, because I don't think that this is the way to be able to raise a lot of deposits.
Is that a faster way to get them into this?
Well, I mean,
market?
you know, like we still, I mean, it's one of the things, I mean, look, Nat City collapsed and that got bought by PNC. You know, Goldman's not going to take action until we get another collapse, and the TARP money creates a buffer so that there's not going to be a quick collapse, but they need to buy scale because they need a lot of deposits. And if they don't get a lot of deposits, they got to keep reducing their leverage. If they keep reducing their leverage, then the $5 share number loss that I've been talking about is going to be a $10 share loss, and book value is going to go to 78. And then it's not that, you know, it's still a great deal. I think it's 60, you know, in the 60s. But you know, this was something that they weren't ready on.
Was Morgan Stanley in the same boat? I mean, they
They're not
became
ready.
a bank holding
Well,
company,
Morgan Stanley has the capital to do something.
They're in a better position than.
Yeah, they are. I think that they're in better position, but because they also have this great network of retail brokers that
Which
Goldman doesn't
automatically
have.
kind of gets some,
Right.
some
So
deposits.
that's, you know, but Morgan's a hated company, and there's a lot of people think that Morgan can't make it. We own for ActionAlertsPlus.com. I just, you know, we're done with the can't make it market. I mean, I don't know why anyone, you know, Lehman Brothers was the last one they'll ever do. Now, of course, their hubris keeps them from saying that was a mistake. They keep saying they have no legal authority. But they don't have any legal authority to do any of the things they've been doing. So, I mean, like, it's just a totally arbitrary and capricious statement by people who refuse to ever admit that they're wrong.
Well, maybe people will want to have a bank account at Goldman just for the cash.
You know, when I worked at Goldman, I always thought that could be the case, and Goldman didn't want that business because they thought it was too dirty. That's why
they want it now.
Right. Well, that's why the online thing, because then they don't have to have any interaction.
The definition of dirt has changed.
Right. But you know, when you try to start an online bank, like ING did, it's hugely expensive. It becomes cheap as you get the scale. But the upfront charges are nowhere near as good as it would be for Goldman to just say, all right, FDIC, we're ready to buy the next one. That's what they should do.
All right, thank you, Jim. That's what Goldman should do. Call FDIC and get that next bank. Stay tuned for more at thestreet.com TV.